Alright, I'm going to let that sit tonight, and I'll come back tomorrow and I'll snug it the rest of the way down. I don't want to over tighten it, and I've got that former gasket in there, so I want that to kind of sit there and sort of harden up, and then I'll come back and go over it again, give it another little snug down in the morning, and then we'll crank her up and see if she leaks. If she does, I'll I don't know, I might sell this to the first bidder offers to take it away.
One of the lighter strings I never did.
Alright, that's enough for one day. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Had a problem with the thermostat housing leaking, and I had one of the thermostat housing bolts was stripped out of this intake. I think this is a Holley intake. So I tried several fixes. The last one was I over drilled and retapped the left side and put a larger bolt into it, or stud, and so far so good. It's not leaking. This little bit of water here is from where it was leaking before. I could get a paper towel and dry that so it won't be distracting me. And I'm watching it. I put a 180-degree thermostat in here and just watching it to see if it works correctly. Sounds like I can almost hear kind of a little bit of an exhaust leak. It wouldn't surprise me too much. These old Chevy intakes are sometimes a little bit prone not to seal up so great. Let's see what the temperature is. So right now, looks like the temperature is right at 180. Let me move this little tiger out of the way. That's that old Exxon keychain that they used to give us at the gas station. So it's right at 180 now, so that should be just about to start circulating water right now. And I'm just going to see if it gets hotter. And I'm just doing a test with it idling, because sometimes they will overheat when idling. I've had a few cars that would do that, but most of the time the ones I've had that would do that didn't have a decent fan. I had a 430 Lincoln engine and a 51 Ford truck one time, and there wasn't room to fit the fan in there by the time they got the engine in there, so they sawed off about a quarter of the fan, and it used to get hot if it was left to idle. Like if I got in the traffic jam, I had to turn around, otherwise it'd get hot on me. I don't see any leakage. I can clean that up right in there. I got a little bit of gasket stuff on it, but once I decide that's okay, I can clean that up and then maybe take it for a test drive, make sure it don't get no hotter. See what it looks like on the gauge. See if it went up any. So we're still holding right about at, right about at 180. Sounds like something under there is making a noise. Might want to look at that. Hope we could get our wallet and take her for a ride. So I was about to take her for a test drive, but she's still getting hot. She's up to 190, actually a little over 190. I might. I've been thinking about taking that radiator off and either reverse flushing it, or I got a Corvette radiator on the shelf up back in the back room back there, 4-quart. I could put on there. I'm We'll let her keep running, see how hot she gets. I was gonna drive it up the road, but I don't like that. It shouldn't be getting that hot. Got about 200 there now. But what I'm gonna do, having eliminated leaks and gotten the proper thermostat in there, I'll move on to what else might be causing this thing to overheat. Radiator would be a good place to look next. But she ain't leaking, so the thermostat's good. Quite a few years ago, when my neighbor gave me a 66 Corvette radiator, and it's been up in the back of that little barn there ever since. Might be a good time to open it up and see if it can fit in a Rambler. That'd be nice if it would, I think. It's just one Rambler. Well, it ain't completely like brand new. Let me see a few places on there where the cores have been. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Something's touched that. Put a little dent in it, but I don't know if it might not leak. Here's the top. Let's see how wide that baby is. That's a 4-core radiator, which is certainly big enough. Hard to be wide enough. That's about 32 inches. That is wider than one I got in there. The one I got in there is 26 inches. Probably have to take the fan off to fit it in there. But take a look down in here. Well, I don't know. This is actually some room between the fan and that radiator. So if that's 32 inches, it would come out to well, I suppose I could modify this bar right here, but I might fit that in there. Might fit in there. A little modification. This is supposed to be a good one. I don't know if it leaks or not. I suppose one way to find out would be to pull that one out, drop it over in there, put some water in it, and run it. Get it hot, see if it leaks. And I suppose even if I didn't use it, it might not be bad. I'd take that one out and reverse flush it. I could also reverse flush it on the car. I've done that before. What do you think about it? Still a little hot. Okay then, so I got the radiator out. That wasn't too hard. And maybe I'll take that big radiator and just see how close it comes to sitting in there. Oh, the joy.